My name is Liz and I live in Lancing. Millie was a little Yorkshire Terrier and I had her for about 15 years. She was a rescue dog, literally rescued off of a doorstep. She first started to become unwell 2 years before she eventually died. She had what was clearly a stomach type condition, and she became very, very shaky, and you could tell that she was unwell and in pain, and Susan prescribed some medication which seemed to help, and then after a little while she started to become unwell again, and some blood tests were taken and it was decided she had pancreatitis, which is a very serious condition, and Susan didn't expect her to live very much longer, maybe a few months. But with the medication that she prescribed, which she had to take every day, 2 kinds, she went on for a further 18 months, which was remarkable really and completely unexpected. I heard about Vets2Home, Susan and Alex, from one of my daughter's friends actually, whose parents had had dealings with them and had been very happy with them, and particularly, you know, obviously the end for them when they had to have their dog put to sleep at home, which is not usually an option that people have. So that's how I initially got to hear about them, because they came into the home environment, which is nice for the animal. Not many animals like going to the vet. They seem to be quite stressed just as soon as they walk in the door. So for me, that was a good option, a vet that was prepared to come to the house. When the day actually came to having Millie put to sleep, it was not a pleasant experience, but by this time I'd got to know Susan quite well and it was a very relaxed experience. Susan's talked me through everything. Basically the first injection in her neck was to make her very woozy, to the point where she became so sedated she wouldn't know what day of the week it was. And then the final injection was given, but Susan talked me through every step of the way as to how Millie would react, and at what point she perhaps wouldn't know that I was there anymore. And Millie was laying on the settee with me, and Susan was here all the time, sitting next to me, sitting next to the dog. And then when Millie was properly asleep, and Susan then asked me what I would like to do with Millie, and I said she's going to be buried in the garden. So her bed, which was here in the lounge, Susan put Millie in her bed, wrapped up in her blanket, ready for her to be buried in the garden the following day, when my daughter had had the opportunity to come round and say her final goodbyes to her. I would definitely recommend Susan and Alex from Vets2Home to anybody else having to go through the same experience and not wanting to use a vet's in an establishment, because they will not get the kind of service in a vet's that you will get from Susan and her team.